بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أما بعد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. Today inshallah we will be going over verse number 11 from Surah Raad. Allah Azza wa Jal says, "Inna Allah la yughayyiru ma biqawmin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim." Indeed, Allah Azza wa Jal will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. Indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. The word yughayyiru means to alter or to transform or to bring about change. Bi anfusihim, it means their inner selves. Also, we hear a common word called nafs. Nafs also mentioned in the Quran as nafsul mutma'inna, nafsul ammara, and nafsul lawwama. So it means over here the inner condition, intentions, hearts, moral states, and everything that's within. Now this ayah was revealed in the context to emphasize responsibility of humans. A lot of times we like to see change. We like to see change around the world. We like to demand change from our leaders, from our politicians, from our elders. But we rarely make any effort when it comes to change from within or change from ourselves. We rarely take any responsibility or take any serious actions when it comes to change. And change can never happen, whether communal, whether personal, whether individual, whether societal. It cannot come until every single person takes it upon himself that I will be the first to bring about this change, not in this world, but from within me. It starts with me. That's why this ayah was revealed, because it talked about people wanting to change the world without need moral accountability. Ibn Kathir explains that Allah does not remove His blessings unless people turn away from obedience. Allah Azza wa Jal will continue to bless you, will shower His blessings and rahmah and in'am upon you so long as we have taqwa and we obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we discard Allah and the commands of Allah, the instructions of Sharia and the Quran and the Sunnah of our beloved Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, then the help and the nusra of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is lifted from us as well. That's why many scholars say that the current climate, the current condition of Muslims all over the world, in its declining state is due to immorality, is due to us leaving our own path, is us not following our own teachings. Many scholars from classical to current and modern scholars, when they talk about the decline of the Muslim ummah or the Muslim community, they don't blame or talk about the external factors. The only one thing majority have in common, and which they talk about, is the internal reform and how Muslims themselves have abandoned the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The moment they discard the Quran, the moment they discard their own way, the nusra of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is no longer for them. The help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is no longer for them. Al-Qurtubi says, this verse connects divine decree with human choice. It connects divine decree with human choice. So what does that mean? That means that if someone wants to change his condition, let's talk about external condition, finance, marriage, job, whatever it may be. This is linked to internal change. If one brings about that moral reform internally and he attains taqwa, Allah Azza wa Jal will open doors for him. As Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهِ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. And continue on, وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ بَالِغُ أَمْرِهِ قَدْ جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدْرًا. Such beautiful and powerful verses. And whomsoever fears Allah has the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah Azza wa Jal will always make a way for him. Whomsoever has taqwa, Allah will always make a way from him out of every situation. No matter what your situation is, no matter what the difficulty is, no matter what ups and downs of life we are going through, if we attain taqwa, Allah will always make a way out of any situation. And the next ayah talks about وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. And the one who has taqwa, Allah Azza wa Jal then gives him rizq from places that he cannot even imagine. He gives him rizq from sources, from places that are beyond his imagination. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you've been given a paycheck, sometimes you've been given resources or money from somewhere that you had least expected? You had no idea that this is something or this is a place where I could have earned money to. It is because of your taqwa and your purity and your sincerity in your intentions and in your action as well. And then he furthermore says, وَمَن يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. And whomsoever puts his reliance upon Allah, Allah becomes sufficient for him. If you trust and put your reliance in the dunya, in the wealth, in people, in position, in countries, in authority, it will never be enough for you. But for the one who puts his trust and reliance upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will be sufficient for him and He will give him contentment of the heart. Inna Allah balighu amri. Indeed, Allah Azza wa Jal is the one who completes all of the commands. Allah Azza wa Jal is the one who completes all of the commands. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us with moral reform. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the ability to bring about this good change in our lives. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept it on our behalf. Jazakumullah khair. Barakallah feek. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you doing? Good to see you.